Ukraine's gamble in Pokrovsk has become a blood-soaked testament to desperation, a battlefield where lives and armored steel are sacrificed for fleeting hope. The Ukrainian counteroffensive in Pokrovsk has turned into a meat grinder, and it all began with a choice that now looks fatally wrong. Kyiv picked the worst possible option. Commander-in-Chief Syrskyi pushed to the front what Ukraine can least afford to lose: scarce Western armored vehicles and inexperienced troops. The facts are brutal. The first Abrams tank from the Australian batch has already been destroyed, and Russia's Rubicon drone center released the footage of the strike. But the most chaotic and tragic element is not the metal. It's the fate of the men sent into what became a real massacre. They wanted to retake Pokrovsk at any cost, but the outcome was catastrophic, and the cost keeps rising. Pokrovsk has become hell on earth. Ukraine has driven its own forces into an outright slaughter. According to Tsargrad, Syrskyi is trying to reclaim Pokrovsk at any price, now throwing into battle what little remains of value: Western armored vehicles and mechanized reserves, while Russian drones methodically dismantle them from above. Tsargrad portrays a commander cornered and obsessed. Everything has gone wrong, and the general is said to have fallen from grace after the destruction of his elite units. This time, only pawns were left to send. Against this backdrop, Pokrovsk is no longer just a point on the map. It is the stage where Syrskyi is trying to save himself. The official objective sounds like a rescue mission: to break through toward the city and extract encircled forces that are said to still hold positions. But the price is savage. Counterattacks that inflict heavy losses and consume, day after day, equipment stocks that cannot be replaced. Reflection question: is China a real threat, or just the perfect enemy? Write it in the comments. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a like. It really helps the channel. Your comments don't just sit there, they guide what we create. On the northwestern outskirts, a symbol fell. The first Abrams tank from a shipment donated by the Australian government was destroyed. Rubicon, one of the most effective Russian unmanned aerial vehicle units, published the video of the hit. Canberra had decided to transfer these tanks back in October of last year, but the delivery was delayed because most of them required repairs. The armored vehicles began arriving in Ukraine this summer, and it was announced that the delivery was completed on December 19th. The hard data is unequivocal. Australia transferred 49 tanks. They were distributed between the 47th Independent Mechanized Brigade Magura and the 425th Independent Assault Regiment Scala. These are the pieces Syrskyi is now using like a hammer in the dense Pokrovsk-Myrnohrad agglomeration. The 47th Magura already had US-supplied Abrams tanks, but it lost several during the battles for Avdiivka and in the Kursk region. Scala, meanwhile, is described as a firefighting unit, the force that, according to Tsargrad, is sent to restore phantom positions whenever the line collapses. Soon, a pattern emerged. A video showed a mechanized assault against Russian positions, and during that attempt, the Ukrainians lost that very Abrams. It was not an isolated strike. It was an expensive armored vehicle pushed into a corridor where the sky is already fully controlled. The location was no coincidence. Syrskyi sent the group to attack the same area where, in late October, Ukraine's GUR had carried out an embarrassing helicopter landing with UH-60 Black Hawks. The script was changed, but the stage remained the same. The gamble looked more like propaganda than strategy, to put on a show near the well-known steel at the city's entrance from Hryshine and, if successful, infiltrate to the edge of the industrial zone just to claim that fighting inside the city was still ongoing. It failed. The tanks met the same fate as those special forces. They were destroyed mercilessly by drones in an area where armored survival depends more on camouflage than on Western steel. This return to concentrated armored use deserves close attention because it reeks of urgency. Tsargrad suggests that Syrskyi has already burned through too much expendable infantry and is now pushing mechanized, inexperienced reserves into attacks because there is nothing else left. The analytical military channel Military Chronicle reflected on a curious episode that illustrates this clearly. Syrskyi is running out of infantry configurations to advance toward the Pokrovsk area and is increasingly deploying heavier forces, including rotating mechanized assaults using previously accumulated reserves. It posed a piercing question. Is he even being informed about the survivability of equipment in this zone? In other words, metal is being pushed into a funnel where the drone is both judge and executioner. What do you think about Ukraine's decision to commit scarce Western armor into a battlefield dominated by drones rather than adapting its tactics to reality? Give us your opinion in the comment box below. There is, however, more than one explanation. Some argue that the Ukrainian command is not returning to armor because of an infantry shortage, but to seek an advantage over Russian infantry formations, to change the tempo of combat rather than merely plug gaps. This attempt can be seen in the folklore of the front. Tanks that look like barns, armored vehicles welded into rolling barbecues. Each one covered with improvised cages, and according to the account, even copied wire armor made from untwisted steel cables. Tsargrad paints a picture of desperation. Ukrainians expelled from the city, Russian forces suffocating the last pockets of resistance in Myrnarad. In this context, Alexander Matyushin, a veteran of DPR Special Forces and co-founder of the Brotherhood of the South of Russia, spoke to observers. He stated bluntly that the situation for Ukrainians in the Pokrovsk sector is desperate. They have been pushed out of the city, and Russian forces are extinguishing the final resistance in Myrnarad. He added a crucial calendar detail. The capture of Yelizavetivka over the weekend completely overshadows any Ukrainian dream of lifting the siege. That is why everything is now being thrown into the fight, including Abrams tanks freshly arrived from Australia. Matyushin underscored the consequence without hesitation. This destroyed tank, he said, is certainly not the last to be lost in the battle for Pokrovsk. Syrskyi will give everything in this fight just to be able to tell the world they are winning there. And then came the line that strips away the illusion. In reality, the fighting is taking place outside the city and in Myrnarad, Pokrovsk, where the last pockets of resistance are being suppressed. For Tsargrad, the battle is real on the tactical level, while the other battle is purely media-driven. The contrast could not be starker. Do you believe this battle is being fought to change realities on the ground, or to shape perceptions abroad at any cost? Give us your opinion in the comment box below. In summary, Ukrainian leaders are once again reigniting controversy with human lives and tank steel. The text connects this episode with the failed counteroffensive of summer 2023 and with the 8-month occupation of a bridgehead in Hryshine. It also links it to another grim chapter, the suicidal occupation of part of the Kursk region. The idea is painfully clear. When the map shrinks, propaganda grows, and the bill is paid in men and machines. Monitoring resources indicate that Ukrainian units in the area are beginning to deploy in a spiral, cutting off flanks and being pushed toward the center. If this holds, the trend points toward a single exit, Shevchenko Street, under constant artillery and drone fire. The conclusion is cold and unforgiving. The Russian Northern Group appears to have laid the groundwork to resume the battle for the liberation of Sumy on a scale larger than before. Meanwhile, in Pokrovsk, Syrskyi is burning what little he has left to announce a victory, and Rubicon continues to collect its toll. In conclusion, the Battle of Pokrovsk is no longer about a single city or a temporary tactical gain. It has become a confirmation of a deeper, irreversible reality on the battlefield. The destruction of Western-supplied Abrams tanks and the relentless losses among Ukrainian units underscore how decisively drone warfare and attritional strategy now dominate this conflict. Historically, moments like this echo the darkest chapters of Cold War proxy wars, where symbolism and messaging often outweighed sustainable military logic. The winners, for now, are clear: Russian drone units like Rubicon and the commanders who have adapted ruthlessly to modern warfare. The losers extend far beyond burned-out tanks. They are the Ukrainian soldiers sent into corridors of death, and a leadership increasingly forced to trade lives and irreplaceable equipment for headlines. International observers and media outlets have already begun to note that Pokrovsk may be remembered as the point where urgency replaced strategy and where propaganda could no longer conceal strategic exhaustion. Like Odessa in other narratives of this war, Pokrovsk stands as a turning point, not because of what was gained, but because of what was irretrievably lost. Now it's your turn. If this analysis made you see the conflict through a sharper lens, Leave a comment with your take on what Pokrovsk really represents. Is this a calculated risk or a desperate gamble with no exit? Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're following every shift in this war as it happens, and missing the next update means missing the bigger picture. Activate notifications so you stay ahead of the story. And remember, you can also become a channel member. If you believe in this project and want it to grow, your support truly matters. If you'd like to support the channel financially, which we deeply appreciate, you'll find links to Patreon and PayPal in the video description.